Hi and welcome to Athlete's Edge, where we're bringing you a little bit of a different segment today, as Coach Smith is here with me with Sara Maciej. He's going to be interviewing us about our golf season. So Coach, how are you doing?
How are you?
Not bad, thank you.
Good.
Take it away.
So, Will, I had to steal this away from you since you had a pretty good spring or fall season. I'm sorry. This is kind of what you've been doing. So, we'll start with you, Jamie. I mean, how do you think the season has gone so far from your perspective? We're done with the fall. We're kind of in this off season as we get ready for the spring. How do you think things went?
I think in general it went okay. I think as a team we still got a lot of work to do. We did win all of our region events, but I think we still got a big way to go in terms of really solidifying our place in the region. I think we all know that we can play better than what we have done. I think the scores haven't been quite as good as we hoped over the season, but we've progressively started to get there. And I think for us it ended on a bit of a sour note at the preview. First day went remarkably well, and the second day went remarkably bad. But it's part and parcel of the game, and I think we learnt a lot from that second day at Newton, and we're just looking forward to getting back to it in the spring and really taking the fight to the teams at the hopefully at the Nationals.
Yeah, absolutely. How about you, sir? How do you think the season has gone so far?
So far, I think it was pretty good. And the team, we also won every tournament, so that was good for me personally. I would also say it was really good. I had a good start. I was feeling really confident, hitting good shots. But I think there's always something you can learn on, improve. We all have strokes we don't have to really play, and then you can get better as a team and as an individual during the off season. So.
Yeah. No, you've had a great start to your career here as a freshman. Just any thoughts on why that is, and how you can keep that going?
Yeah, I think when you a good start is always a good position. I set myself in a good position with winning the first tournament, then Jess won the second tournament. I was feeling really confident. I hitting good shots, and then I won the third tournament. And it's always easier when you already in a good position than kind of in a bad position. And I was just feeling good, and everything on the course, I was just really into that, and I'm thinking about something else. My golf game was just pretty good, and so.
Yeah. No, I mean it is getting off to a good start is just helps your confidence, and especially coming from such a far long ways away, and you hit their ground running, and I can see that on the golf course. You're someone who definitely has a tendency to get off to a strong start, but then also if the wheels get a little shaky, I've also watched you bring it back. I think you did that at the Spearfish. Yeah, you started 3 or 4 over after 5, and then 3, and then brought it back to. At one point you were 2 or 3 down, I think.
2 down, yeah.
So, and finished 1 down, and just played great. So I think that says a lot about you. You don't panic. You know that your game is strong, and that you can hopefully reel in some more shots throughout the day. And you went on a birdie run there for 3 or 4 holes. You had I think 3 or 4 under and 3 or 4 holes. Which was awesome. And did great. So on the back 9, but awesome. So. Jamie, things were a little different last year. So no, we just had a good year, man, and we talked a lot about this. And so, not that you had a bad year last year, just having a great year this year compared to last. What are your thoughts on that? How did you get there? And just talk to us a little bit about that.
I feel like you're very much sugarcoating that first year.
It wasn't great. It wasn't great.
That first year was a struggle. It was a grind, and to kind of stay in with it sometimes was tough, and it was a very rough year, and I kind of went through a lot of the year feeling like I wasn't producing exactly what I knew that I could, and that was a real difficult thing to kind of process. But went home over the summer, worked really hard on the game, Been working really close with my coach, Simon Andrews, and you know, we've made some really good progress. Made some awesome progress with my mental game, and you know, I think for me to really come out and first tournament of the year, shoot 6 under and to win, that was a massive step forwards, and that was a massive change. And it was just something that I felt like was really needed. I feel like in terms of my actual practice regimen, it's not changed a whole bunch. I feel like I'm doing a lot of things similar in that regard, but you know, being a lot more focused with practice and being a lot more, you know, mentally strong has been a massive part of that. And you know, you've been a very good help with that, of just, you know, picking me up when things have got down, certainly from last year. And you know, it's just been that thing of riding the highs and riding the lows together. So it's, you know, it's been great, you know, to come out and to finally feel like I'm playing golf that I know I can is great. It's a great feeling. But yeah, my mind's just solely focused on really for the spring, just continuing that good progress and making sure that we're even more solid.
Yeah. No, I think the game itself and the swing and all those things, I mean, yeah, I know that you worked hard in the off season, but I think just your just the mentality, like the mental health stuff and the mental approach that you worked on just being positive, and I mean, that's been a huge stride, because you know, golf's golf, so you can get shaky, but last year where that could have led to a string of bad news, you know, I think you've done a really good job of slowing down and figuring out, you know, what can I do to slow this down and turn it into a positive, and I think that's huge. You know, we talked about it, is, yeah, I haven't seen as big of a jump from year 1 to year 2, maybe ever, or certainly in a long time, as far as someone who, you know, has taken this opportunity, realized that it's, you know, a pretty good one that you can run with, and made the most of it, versus just kind of going through you know, your normal routine, not trying to get any better. And you know, I appreciate that, and I know your fellow sophomore teammates have to see that. Probably some of the answers from last year, they've seen that in your scoring, so I think that's awesome, man. So academics, how's school going?
Good, yeah. So my major is business, and it was hard during the season to keep on track, like when we are always gone, and like doing all the assignments, not being in class, getting the information that other people got there. That was really hard for me, but since the off season, it's gone pretty well. Like I showed up to every class, like I try to keep on track, I do all the assignments. It's not easy, that's for sure, but that's college, you know, so
Yeah.
I think it's pretty good though, yeah.
That's awesome. No, you're doing great. I mean, we did the radio interview this morning, and we asked your accounting teacher if it was okay if you missed, and she said if this was a few of your other teammates, then that wouldn't fly. But you know, I think the fact that, I mean, that says something. Like she's, you know, Ray said you're doing great, and that's awesome. You and I actually went and worked on an assignment just a little bit ago by interviewing Matt Richardson for your marketing class, I'm sorry, and so we went and asked about basically doing his business and his marketing of his business, and so that was kind of actually fun to see you working on your assignment, and just talking to him about our teamwork at the same time.
Really interesting for me to see that, yeah.
Yeah.
Because like that's like what he does is like I'm also interested in doing something like that, so that was
Right.
pretty cool.
Yeah, that was fun. I liked, and just because I've seen him grow as a business, and it's kind of fun for me to listen to some of his answers as well. So, how's education going?
Yeah, good. So I'm majoring in secondary education, and that's been, again, I'm kind of on the same boat as Sarah. You know, through the season it was tough to stay up with it, and you know, I think there was a few times where I caught myself emailing Dr. Leanne Smith, kind of going, hey, I'm sorry to be a pain, but can you give me an extension? But you know, they've been really accommodating of us being away and, you know, representing the college, and you know, I'm only ever grateful for that. You know, the professors here really work with, or certainly in my experience have really worked with me, and have been really compensating for that. But overall, yeah, the class has been going really good. You know, I'm enjoying my time here as much as I did in the first year, which is you know, all I could have asked for coming back for the second year. And you know, I just had my meeting, in fact, with Dr. Smith about next semester, and unfortunately I've just transferred over so many credits already that we're kind of trying to scrape the barrel for some of the classes. I had 9 credits that were originally planned. We managed to knock that up to 15, so I think good news for you is that I will be eligible for next year.
Yeah, useful.
But yeah, so you know, it's been really good, and you know, it's just been working through those hard times of being on the road a lot, especially with our season. You know, being on the road 7-8 weeks in a row, it's a lot, but you know, you end up figuring a way to work through it.
Right. Well, and that's part of college, like you said, figuring a way through it is, it's tough. I do want to thank the faculty, the instructors here at EWC for working with us, because it's tough. Like when we went to Spearfish, that was Monday, Tuesday. We were here Wednesday for a little bit, then we were gone Thursday, Friday. And when we went to Kansas, we were gone the whole week except Monday. So then most of the Thursdays and Fridays other than that. So it's a grind. I certainly realize that, and so it's just that is kind of part of college, just learning those life balances and figuring out how to juggle a lot of things around and make it work. So you guys are doing a good job of that. The spring, so we're in. You know, we had our last tournament a little over a week ago, and for the fall, and the girls a couple of weeks ago. You know, what are your guys' goals? You know, start with you, Jamie, on this coming spring and as we move forward.
I think really, when I look forward to the spring, I think my main goal from a team point of view is to really solidify our place in the region. You know, we won every tournament, but we want more. We want to win by, you know, 20, 25 shots rather than, you know, leaving it to the last minute like we did at MJC. You know, so I think for us, we just want to grow as a team. We want to try and get some more, you know, consistently low results. But really, we've just got to be looking forward to nationals. I mean, obviously we have to get through districts first, but you know, I think with the team that we've got a lot of confidence that we will, you know, that we will get through that. So, you know, the national preview was a really good look into that. You know, the time that we spent in Newton a couple of weeks ago, that was really useful, and I think we learned a very hard lesson on that second day of, you know, we got to figure something out, but at the same time on that first day we proved that we were there, that we could compete. So I think for us as a team, just being competitive at the nationals has to be the main goal. For me personally, I'd quite like to shave my score average by a couple of strokes. I think still, yeah, it's been a lot better, but still throughout the season there have been times where I feel like I've lost unnecessary shots. And just really knuckling down on some of those errors. But just keeping up the good work and keep progressing, I think, as we have, and we'll be in a good position come this time May.
Right. No, I think, you know, from an individual standpoint, and that rolls into everybody, is, I think cumulatively we need to shave, you know, if everybody, if, you know, and should, but we need to shave a couple off of everybody's stroke average as far as, you know, if we want to do, meet all those goals, which is, you know, win a region championship, win a district championship. You do those two things, that takes you to the national title, and then we battle with 24 of the best teams, or the 24 of the best teams in the nation, and see how we can do. But it is, you know, kind of one day at a time. You know, right now we're doing team lifts. We're working, you know, outside and inside, and whether it's in the simulator or outside when we can. Luckily we didn't get the snow that I'm seeing some of the nation got today, this weekend, but it is just kind of one day at a time. Of course, you know, it is our goal: win the region, win the districts, and then perform at the national championship. And so I'm excited to see what we can do, and you know, the pieces are there. Just gotta make it happen, but that's gonna take just more work from everybody, which includes, you know, taking care of business in the classroom and everything that comes with it. So, Maciej, what are we gonna do?
I would say, like what Jamie said, that we all have like a few strokes we can totally like lose because they're like. So I would say, like, for me personally, it's like keeping up with what I did in the fall, getting like a few strokes, my average a few strokes down, I feel like I did a pretty good job with my mental game out there, so I want to keep up with that. Sure, in the off season, like working on my swing, my putting, my short game especially. That's just something I really want to work on. But and as a team, like winning the region and then going to the national championship.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That's
What's
cool.
great, yeah.
Well, so we, this is our second year of the women's program, and I think all the girls would agree, we felt like we had the team to win the region at least last year, and just fell a little bit short. And just figured, just even learning from those things. The guys, day 2 at the national preview, the girls that were here last year, kind of we struggled a little bit late in that tournament, and just learning from those. But certainly the pieces are there. I think 41 strokes within the region was our closest. Second place finish, so we've done well, but we got to keep that going, like you're saying. We can shave some strokes, then we can take that momentum into districts and hopefully win the region championship, but also qualify in the top couple to be to go to our first national championship, which would be awesome. So looked into it a little bit recently just to see, because again, I think we can. There's no reason why we can't, and I've looked at it both as a team, and then there's a way individually to potentially go. I think we can, and certainly hope that we can punch the ticket as a team. But if some individuals, yourself being one of those, that are able to punch, any of the girls on the team punch their ticket as an individual, if nothing else, then it'd be exciting. Haven't been to one of those yet. I've been to 13 guys or something like that. It's been fun and learning kind of what that stage is like and what it takes to be great at that stage. And one of these days, I hope to see it at the women's level, and I'm sure we'll get there eventually. Hopefully it's this year. So you guys have both been awesome, and it's been great. And I'm looking forward to our off-season workouts, continuing to be outside when we can, and also with this darkness at 5. Being inside, the simulator, and thankful for that opportunity to have that. It's relatively new, as you know. We moved spots last year, and just utilizing that. So looking forward to seeing what we can do with Lancer Golf moving forward.
Perfect, Coach. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining in this slightly different rendition of Athlete's Edge.